Remember, Fred didn't have me to his wedding.
I know.
Thank God. I love him. I appreciated that so much. I figured he'd appreciate if I didn't have him.
Wait a minute. He had other people here? At
People, he got married on a beach, and people walking by were at his wedding.
Well, he got a elope.
He asked the plumber to be his witness.
Really? Well,
that's one of those bullshit lines that Gary handed you when you bought a hook, line, and sinker.
Didn't you? Who was your best man?
I'll tell you what happened, Howard.
No, who was your best
Gary,
man?
shut the fuck up for 1 second.
No, I'm going to tell Howard what happened.
You're going to tell him what happened, or you're going to tell him that you lied?
I didn't lie.
You did lie.
You lied. Fuck that.
Gary, you lied.
Let's find out.
How long have you been married?
Seriously, you told a lie.
This show is so dysfunctional.
They've been having this argument since Fred got married.
Gary's so on fire, he came in to knock Lisa G over.
Would I not know who I invited to my wedding?
Wait, but I didn't lie. I told Howard.
Lied.
Fred, let me finish a
Gary,
fucking
you
sentence.
lied. No, I won't.
Let me finish.
Because you've been telling this fucking lie for like 20 years.
It's not a lie. I didn't. Here's what happened. I hired a plumber. He came to my house. He said he was walking along the beach and he stumbled upon Fred's wedding. That's what I told Howard. However, Howard has twisted it and misconstrued it over the years.
You didn't
is
lie.
Howard, not me.
Lying. I apologize.
I hired a plumber. The guy goes, funniest thing, I was at Fred's wedding last week. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I was walking along the beach. I saw people get married, so I walked over, and I was at Fred's wedding. But the plumber wasn't the best man.
Who was the best man?
I don't know.
And not only that, that's not even true. He was not. He was not walking up. Nobody walked up.
He swears that he walked right on.
No, he didn't. He's lying.
How could he not?
Well,
it's a public beach.
It's a public beach, but nobody walked up.
Know if people walk by?
People standing there.
Fred,
nobody walked up to this group of people.
Fred, people walk by on the beach, and so you got married.
He did not walk up.
But he walked by, so he was at your. He says he's at your wedding.
So maybe he embellishes when he says he's at the wedding, but he said he walked by.
Is an embellishment.
Okay, Fred. He clearly walked along the beach and knew that Fred was getting married, right?
I mean, he saw you get married.
You just want to keep playing this song. Go ahead.
But Fred, I never said the plumber was your best man.
That's so upsetting anyway.
I know. Why are you freaking out about this?
You know what it is? Because it turned out that this plumber thing was just so stupid.
But so who was your best man?
My best man was my dad.
What?
Yeah.
Your dad was there?
Yes.
And where was your mom?
My mom was there, too.
And who else was there? It was your mom and dad, and who else?
My mom, my dad, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and her grandmother.
Well, that story sucks.
That's it.
I can't believe Fred's been harboring this resentment
plumber?
for all these years.
Resentment.
No,
because you're spreading lies.
No, he's clearly angry with me. But Fred, you were there when I told Howard what happened.
The word is irritated.
But you were there when I told Howard what happened. How could you be mad?
It's irritating.
But I told Howard exactly what I just told you.
It's irritating.
So be irritated with Howard.
I'm irritated with you because you bring this shit up.
It's
Gary. Fred, look, you would never write a fucking email. If somebody sent in a note that I went by Gary's wedding on the beach, you're the fucking king of sending wacky emails.
That didn't happen,
Jesus
Gary.
Christ.
Gary, there's a little difference between an email and what actually happened.
Right, because you're too afraid to tell Howard his face, so you fucking email.
But Fred, if a plumber walks...
You're nuts. You know that? You're fucking nuts.
Seriously. You do the same shit that I do in writing instead of in person, and you're somehow better than me.
What are you talking about?
Fred, you're in charge of looking at the emails, and anybody that sends you a gossipy note, you forward, which is fine. That's what you do.
This doesn't even come close, Gary.
How does it not come close?
This doesn't even come
close. So, Fred,
close.
let me ask you a question. If the plumber, say it's me that got married, right? Now the plumber sends an email saying the same exact thing. You're not going to forward that to Howard, yes or no?
I don't know.
You're gonna, of course you're gonna fucking forward.
I don't know.
You better, or else you're not in charge of email.
It's harmless. It's not a harmful email. I wouldn't.
What
be mad
should Gary have done with this information? Maybe that's more constructive. What should he have done when he heard?
But he portrayed it like this guy was like part of the wedding.
I didn't.
Party.
I told you exactly what I told Howard, and you were there when I told him.
You bought that hook, line, and sinker.
But what the guy said, he was walking along the beach and he saw Fred and Alice getting married. That's true.
Well, that didn't come out on the air that way.
But I am telling you, that's what I told Howard.
No, it's not weird.
He saw it, and you think he didn't see it, but he says he saw it.
No, that's not what you're saying.
I'm not saying he was in the wedding.
You're saying he was invited to the wedding. He started this song.
I'm saying he was the best man.
I started what? What did I start, Fred? What did I start?
Eventually, it's going to be a plumber married to Allison.
I told Howard. I relayed a story exactly the way it was told to me. I didn't embellish. I never said the guy was your best man. I never said he attended the wedding. Howard has embellished it. Listen, I got a million stories. You know, Howard now has me doing a million things that have been embellished.
Sal has the Gary mask on and a big sign that says liar.
That just harbors resentment, but you never know what it's about.
No, there's no resentment. I'm telling you how I feel. There's no resentment. I'm telling you when something happens, I'll tell you to your face. I'll tell it right then. But I don't walk around, sitting on like an egg like you do.
What are you talking about?
All right. Enough of this.
What are you laughing at, Artie?
Gary
Artie's so
started.
happy.
It's funny when you
What? Everyone in the room is laughing.
Gary started that whole Fred is from Mars rumor.
Exactly. No. That was Jackie Martin.
I know, I'm just kidding. Listen, thank you.
This is like Shakespeare, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
What's Gary's problem? Why is he lying about this?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Gary.
This something it really bothers you, right?
Does it bother me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll never know the truth, will we?
No, I guess not.
Just stay tuned to Howard TV, and maybe the truth will come out.
Gary, why does Fred think you're lying?
I have no idea. He was there when I told Howard exactly what the plumber told me. I never embellished it anymore. Howard took it and ran with it. Over the years, it's grown and grown. Like a million stories about me that Fred has been part of telling the joke and embellishing. So I don't know what he's upset about.
Gary.
Yes, John Papa.
It's the guy who gets upset and loses. Don't you know this? It's so fun to hear the radio show and actually get to talk.
Well, then
to him.
apparently Fred and I both just lost.
No, he was calm and you were screaming.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
well, replay.
All right.
See?
Yeah.
He's going into salt.
That fucking John Popper.
Yeah, see, he's going into salt.
But let me just play a couple of these things here in no particular order. I love listening to Richard's father. I could listen to it all day down on the phone.
Don't you wish he was your father?
Yeah, well, at first I heard this message and I thought he was kidding. And I said to Richard, is your dad kidding on this? He goes, no, this is my favorite restaurant. Here, listen.
All right.
So this is for real.
Rich, this is your dad. I got some news for you. You better sit down because this is going to floor you. Taco Tico, they closed it up. So we don't have no Taco Tico. They didn't pay their taxes. So they come in and took everything they own. So no more Taco Ticos. That's going to be hell, ain't it? We'll talk to you later. Bye.
I said when your dad says you better sit down, he's joking, right? He goes, oh, no, he knows. That's my favorite restaurant.
Was he hit hard by the closing of Taco Tico?
Yeah, he said, I'm like freaked out. And Isaac, who went down to film that Thanksgiving special at Richard's father's house, said, it's the most horrible restaurant. He said he went to Taco Tico, and it was just disgusting. He hated it. Taco Tico, what did they serve besides tacos?
Sanchos. They had 99-cent Sanchos, which is a burrito, but with vegetables, too. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was, I mean, I can't even explain how awesome. I grew up on this restaurant. I
guess
ate
when your father
like
gives you raccoon to eat all day, that this is
Taco
rather...
Tico sounds
Tico.
like gourmet
it's exotic.
food.
Yeah.
But I already had plans December 26th to meet up with my friends and go to Taco Tico.
Well, I guess
you're going to have to change those plans.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it doesn't interfere with you getting tucked in by elves. I heard you on the wrap-up show. You know, they were talking about Richard wants to be tucked in by elves. He's paid money to go to a hotel over Christmas.
And act like a kid.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that all of us are sort of... What's the right word, Gary?
Freaked out?
Yeah, that's good. By you wanting elves to come tuck you in at Christmas time during your trip?
I'm a little surprised. I mean, you know, I think people take themselves a little too seriously sometimes. You got to just let your inhibitions go and think of what makes you happy. And that's something that I love the holidays. I love Christmas. And we're just totally going to immerse ourselves in Christmas. Okay. And that's one of the ways.
You're not even clear if they're midgets or little children who play the elves.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this. I want to see if they're midgets. If they're midgets, then we'll do it. I
want midgets to tuck you in on your vacation.
Only if it's midgets.
Right.
Because I mean, to me, a real elf is just an old midget. Like a real elf is hundreds of, in the movie Elf, Artie, the elves are hundreds of years old.
I've never seen the movie Elf, Richard.
But they're not elves; they're midgets. I
don't even know what's going on here.
He wants. I heard this rap. He wants male midgets to tuck him in at night.
Male.
Yeah, male. Because he wants elves.
Well, in the movies, they're usually always male. There's a few female. Like I was saying on the wrap-up show, the woman from Poltergeist. Like she would be a perfect elf. Somebody like that.
Right. Well.
Or somebody like Billy Barty. If Billy Barty showed up to tuck us in, that would be cool.
And the midgets have to read him bedtime stories. What's going on is he's taking a trip over Christmas.
I know.
He booked into the hotel, and part of the services for your young children is they'll have the elves come in and tuck your kids in and read them the story.
Howard, I can't.
Which is creepy in and of itself.
Yeah, and Richard now signed up for this, and not even as a bit, because it's not like we knew about it.
Yeah.
It's not for camera or anything. He just wants this.
He really wants to lay in bed and have this uncomfortable situation where elves come in and then see two adults and they have to be tucked in and read to. I mean, like, why would you want to torture yourself with that?
But don't you like to hear Christmas stories and things like that?
No, I'm an adult. I'm an adult.
Yeah, but I just love that kind of stuff. I love the holiday. I'm what am I? 33.
That's for kids.
At this point, you should be reading this to your children.
Right.
You should.
But a lot of things are for kids. Like kids play chess, but you enjoy chess. Like kids love going to haunted houses, but I love doing that too. Like
You sound creepy.
The kids love video games, and adults play video games.
No,
Somebody should take his computer and look through it.
Well, the reassuring thing is after he gets tucked in and the elves leave, you're going out drinking, right?
Yeah.
That's an adult
I
thing.
can't believe you found
Even
a
George
woman that does this shit with you.
Even George finds it creepy, right, George?
Not creepy, but a little
weird,
peculiar.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what it is I love.
Here it is, Elf Tuck-ins from 7 p.m. to 9:30. Let Santa's little elves come by and tuck your little elves into bed.
Your little elves,
Right.
they don't want to be dealing with a big adult.
Santa's elves will read bedtime stories, play elf games, whatever your little one wants. You can be sure that they'll dream of sugar plums and will treasure their Christmas memory forever.
And won't be getting up to go get drinks.
Please call guest services for more information and reservations. $15 per child includes a big cedar stocking with age-appropriate toys.
Age-appropriate toy, so they'll have a dildo in your little
The sweetest Christmas.
Hey, elf, could use that dildo on my ass. It just got bleached.
Elf tuck-in. Wow.
I just love the holidays, and I try to immerse myself in
See, chess
the
is for
holidays.
all ages. This says specifically for little
ones.
kids. See, that I don't understand your analogy.
It's like guys who get dressed up in diapers and shit.
Yeah.
It's not a weird
And with rattles
thing. I'm not
and little baby hoods and stuff. This is freaky.
One of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
Richard, this is your dad. Taco Tico clothes.
Taco Tico clothes. But good news, some elves is coming over and tucking me and your mom in tonight.
There's Taco Tico in Missouri or in Kansas.
In
That's in
Kansas,
Kansas.
yeah.
That's like Nobu.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Taco Tico.
Well, it was only
Finest
one.
restaurant.
It's only
our
one. Of,
finest restaurant. All we get is raccoon at home.
I think it's one of only 4 restaurants.
The
in
Gats
Kansas.
gave it 4 stars.
It has real paper tablecloth.
David, you're on the air. Go ahead.
I think you're going to run into the fact that this place is not going to do this for you. They're going to go, no, it's creepy. The sheriff might come and arrest you.
Right, what do you want to?
One could hope.
It's not creepy. We just want to. We're doing a lot of other stuff, like we're doing a tour of holiday lights. We're going to see Santa. We're doing Christmas brunch. We're doing Christmassy stuff. This
You going to
is
sit on
just-
Santa's lap?
No. My
Why not?
parents are going to be with me, and my niece is going to be with us. So
you
she's
got a
going to see
child as an
Santa.
excuse.
Yeah, Ralph, go ahead. You're on the air.
Now, this is not a joke. I seriously think that Richard is retarded. I think you should give him some sort of IQ test or something to prove it.
I agree with Ralph.
Yeah, because, can I give you some reasons why I think he is?
Sure.
I sort of put a list together. I've been keeping a list on him. First of all, he lives like an animal in that filth. That disgusting, filthy apartment. Richard, you should be completely embarrassed by that. And then he lived in a storage unit, too.
Right,
Only
years,
a retarded person could do it. He likes to be naked. He's constantly drunk. He doesn't shower or brush his teeth. He laughs when you insult him. He's probably laughing now. He's so stupid.
He is laughing.
You're right.
Busted.
You're right.
He has, like Rain Man, he has the ability to hyper-focus on one thing.
You don't like Richard, do you?
No, I love Richard, but he just drives me nuts. Because he's
No, you don't love
Why
Richard.
do you think he doesn't like him?
No, I do.
Because I talked to Ralph in private, and he's just so disgusted by Richard that
I am disgusted.
I feel like you just don't even like the guy.
He's pasty white and blotchy.
Well, that I can't help.
But that's retards are like that.
Now, but retards like being naked. Only retarded people can stay in. You can stay in your own shit. Like you shit your pants and you don't care.
Hey, you should be one talking about staying in your own shit. You shit the bed. I've never done that.
Because I was coked up.
Are
and
you? You're
drunk.
not retarded, are you?
And I don't think so. But
Did you go to school on a short yellow bus?
No, I did fine. I made it through high school. I know that Europe is a continent, not a country. I'm just what it boils down to. Life is so short. I could be gone tomorrow. I want to have as much fun as I can while I'm here, and if that includes doing shit that people think is dumb, then so be it. I'm doing it for my enjoyment. I'm not getting tucked in by an elf because I want to impress other people. It's because me and my...
You're not
There's other ways to impress
Good for
people.
you.
Well,
Good for
me
you,
and
Richard.
my girlfriend and I saw that in this brochure, and we said that would be hilarious, and
Are
it would
you
be
sure
fun.
she said anything? It was you saying all this
She's
stuff?
the one that saw it and brought it to my attention. I was like, yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
David, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard, how's it going, buddy?
All right.
Yesterday on the wrap-up show, I wanted to speak about gayness. Sal wants to put his pouch in Richard's ass.
Oh, yeah, I heard. I'm going to play that
Wait
right
a
now. I'm going to
minute.
play that right now. Now, this really took me by surprise. You know, when Sal refers to his pouch, he means his foreskin, okay? So someone...
That's literally putting his dick.
Well, listen to
It's
this. This
fucking
was
him in the ass.
this
And
was
by the-
shocking. And I talked to Richard about this. Richard goes, I don't think I'd do this, but if it's funny, I would do it. But,
Well, it'll be funny, Richard.
listen to this. Listen to this.
Not gay either.
I'll play the whole clip.
So, would you stick your pouch in Richard's ass just for the laugh?
That's such a tough question.
No, it's not.
Why? Because the dilemma is laugh, but at the same time, it's my pouch going into his ass.
Let me explain something. Your pouch in Richard's ass is gay sex. There's no other way to describe it. Guys, anybody? John? Is it not gay sex?
Yeah. All right, so if they throw shit on the Virgin Mary, it's considered art, right? That's the argument?
That's a great analogy.
Okay, to me, I consider it offensive. But if I put my dick in Richard's ass for a laugh, I consider it art, comedy. You guys consider it gay.
I'm not offended. It's just gay. I'm not saying I'm
It's
offended.
not gay if you're not gay. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I would do it, but it's not gay if you're not gay.
How is you sticking that in his ass not a gay act? You have to describe it, because I
First of
really
all,
don't
it's
understand.
First of all, it's the pouch. It's the foreskin. That would go in. There's the tip. It's like it's like a pencil eraser or something. That would go in. And not the head, and not contact, and not movement. Not the sliding in and out of the shaft in the rectum.
What would you do if you did that, right? And then you accidentally came. How great would that be?
You mean I
wouldn't be gay?
That would be gay, right?
That would be gay.
It wouldn't be gay because it'd be funny.
That would be art.
Yeah.
So you would allow that, right? I mean, you
No.
would think about it. No, you said this
But wait a
morning
minute,
you
if
would.
it was funny.
Here's what I said this morning. I said no, but we got 3 years left on the contract. Now tell what the hell's going to happen before we leave here. So
And how does Sal plan to get his foreskin into you without putting the arousing himself and putting the dick in there? I mean, you've got to. I mean, you can't really do one without
Yeah,
the
explain all of this.
That's a damn good question.
All right, well, thank you.
Ralph's retarded theory, though, I'm starting to think about it because even like, you know how he constantly falls for thinking Sal's not going to throw something in his face, and then he does. And then when Sal throws something in his face, I mean, you fall for it every time. It's like, you know, the football and Charlie Brown.
Well, I would.
And then you laugh about it. Like there's jizz and shit and piss on your face. And you're like,
Richard, dude, what's the deal with the elves? Why doesn't anyone understand?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Christmas thing. I guess you really have to be into Christmas. But, you know, I have some weird hobbies, I guess, visiting haunted houses. I love I love doing holiday stuff. And, you know, I mean, I'm catching shit from 3 people, one of which is into shoving coffee in her ass, one of which is into playing chess, the lamest, most boring game ever, and one who's into doing massive amounts of cocaine. So... you know, call me weird, I guess, but it seems a little less weird than all those other 3 things that everybody who's yelling at me is into. But, I don't know. It's something that's funny. It's funny. You know, it's just a funny thought to be tucked in by a grown midget, so.
Now, are there negative comments like discouraging you from doing this?
Not at all. It encourages me. I'm not into shoving coffee in my ass, playing chess, or doing coke, so I'm into my own